Alright, so as always, take this with a grain of salt. These are not confirmed. The images I'm providing is just for references. Next up here we have is from Batman and Robin. What's being rumored for this is that they were supposed to be getting a Bat Cycle from Robin. And the figure was going to be included with the winter suit. The winter suit is not 100% confirmed, but I did hear that we're supposed to be getting a Bat Cycle of Robin. So we might get the Bat Cycle and not the figure that I'm mentioning, because that one has like a very, very slim chance of happening. But the Bat Cycle has a higher chance of it becoming true. Next up we have, it is Justice League. These are the Parademons. Well, it's not really specifically Justice League. It could also be from Batman vs Superman if they want to, because they also have Parademons in that movie. Here we have is also Jared Leto's Joker. Now this one we don't know if it's from the Justice League version or if it's from the Suicide Squad. I'm more leaning forward to the Justice League, because if they do Suicide Squad, Jared Leto, then they'll probably have to do a whole other new wave of ODC movies. So yeah, but I think right now they're just concentrating on the new stuff for the new DC movies coming out. So with like any other rumor that I'm talking in this video, we have to wait and see if it's gonna end up becoming true. Next up here we have, it is 90s Flash TV show. This one I am quite excited for, because I know that Mattel made one for this version of Flash, and now he's going for like a lot of money. And I'm sure if Mcfarlane makes this figure, I think that they're gonna do a better job than what Mattel did, and probably give us some effects in there. Here we also have is Val Kilmer Panther suit. This one they kind of joked about it, because it's obviously an obvious figure that they can make. They already have the mold. All they have to do is just swap or kind of recolor it a little bit, because they already have the suit. They already have the mold. I don't know why Mcfarlane's taking very long for them to actually give us a Panther suit.
Ooh, the Panther suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an obvious one for sure. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here we have is also one that people have been asking for, and a lot of people have been asking for this one, and it is a Linda Carter Wonder Woman figure. This one was actually mentioned by Todd McFarlane himself, that they will look into it, but that's pretty much all he said. And that he looks like he's interested on making it, because he did mention like they're making the old characters of Batman, like Adam West Batman, Christopher Reeve. So he does. I think he does want to make a Linda Carter Wonder Woman, but I guess you have to go with all the rights, like the likeness, if they could get the likeness and all that.
Linda Carter articulated. I'm going to ask about that, because we've now done Christopher Reeves and Adam West and all the old school stuff. So I'm going to see whether that's a possibility. Sometimes there's
Going back to Batman and Robin, here we have is Bane. Now this one has not been listed in anything. They do talk about this in the live stream, so I wanted to include this guy in this list, because they do know that people want this Bane from the Batman and Robin movie. So I'm just gonna include it in case it does happen.
So Bane's not out of the question, is what you're saying.
For Batman and Robin?
No, he's talking about the
Yes.
Dark Knight trilogy, Rob.
No, I'm talking about Batman and Robin, since you said
I know
you
what
have
you
more
mean.
figures to get to.
That's a little complicated, but I'm not going to say we're not trying. So yeah, we'll keep trying, Rob. Don't worry.
I'm sure it's the licensing and all that has to go into that, I would imagine.
Yeah, again, that's kind of out of my lane, but yeah, you know, there's figures that every pitch season we all ask for. Can we do this guy yet? Can we do this person yet? Can we do this character yet? Whatever. And you know, hopefully we'll get there.
All right, so now here we have, it is Supergirl from the Supergirl movie that is coming this year. This one is already confirmed by McFarlane Toys themselves, so this one's not really a rumor, but since it's not 100% confirmed, I'll just put it in here. And I'm pretty sure later on we will be getting more characters such as Lobo, which we know that he's going to be in the movie.
We've got exciting products planned for 2026, including Supergirl movie line, in addition to our Superman movie line that is coming this summer. Now, discussions regarding our DC rights for 2027 and beyond are still ongoing, and we will provide an update in the future once those plans are.
Another one that Todd McFarlane himself said that they were going to be planning on making was the Batman 89 Battlewing. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be around almost the same price as the Flash version that we got. But this one is the Batman 89 Battlewing, so pretty sure a lot of people are going to be more hyped about this one than they were with the Flash.
The Batwing, the 89 Batwing. Okay, sure. Well,
all right, so this one is in the middle. This is for Watchmen people. This is in the middle because I don't know if it's comic book or live action. They mentioned both in the live stream. So, I mean, sadly, they say that they can't do like classic Watchmen. They can only do the live action from Zack Snyder, or they could do the one from the crossover with DC.
Watchmen in general, is it a harder figure to produce? I know even at DC Direct, you guys never could do a classic Watchmen line. You did the movie figures, you did Doomsday Clock, but I know you produced some prototype Watchmen figures, but like, why is it so hard to do Watchmen in 7-inch?
I honestly, I don't know the full story or the ins and outs of it. The prototypes that you were speaking of were before my time at DC Direct, I think by a few years. But in the time that I've been around, it's been limited to the media stuff. So the Zack Snyder film, which old school DC Direct did a very thorough lineup, and then Doomsday Clock with the Essentials, pseudo Essentials line there, and then DC Direct obviously did some statues of before Watchmen. But yeah, it's complicated, and I don't know the whole story, but it's not to say we don't try, periodically to get that in there.
All right, next up here we have, it is the comic books figures. Here we have is Wonder Woman. Now this one is going to be like a black and white version of Wonder Woman, and it's supposed to be, I'm guessing, from the collector's edition, because it's being mentioned in the live stream that they are going to be reusing that figure. And in this listing, it says that it's going to be one of those black and white where, like the Red Hood one, where all his suit was like black and white, and then the red on his helmet, and some, I believe the symbol also was red. With Wonder Woman, obviously it's going to be yellow. So I'm guessing his tiara is going to be yellow. Her chest of the armor is going to be yellow.
She came out beautiful. Luckily I got one. Any chance we're gonna get a reissue of her,
or like a rebirth?
More than likely, yes. More than likely.
Okay.
We're just letting that one. I think just the team really crushed it on that one.
They did.
The classic one, and we're just kind of letting that breathe a little bit, rather than inundate you guys with a bunch of different Wonder Womans. But yeah, there's more to come there for sure.
Next up, here we have our some female figures. First off, it is Poison Ivy. At the moment, I don't know what version of Poison Ivy they're gonna go for. Hopefully classic, but it looks like classic stuff is usually reserved for the digital stuff. So yeah, let me know down in the comments which ones you would like to see, which version of Poison Ivy you would like to see for this. I believe there's a collector's editions, I believe. Next up here we have, it is Black Canary. This is one also that people have been streaming for, and it looks like Mcfarlane is actually gonna make these figures, I don't know if this year or starting next year, since we all know about the DC license stuff, which is still going on. And just like Poison Ivy, I don't know which version of Black Canary this is. It could be any Black Canary.
Still don't have certain key characters, and
you're saying so there's hope for Zatanna and Black Canary characters like that.
Never, Brad. No, yeah, there was. Yes. So yeah, no. There's definitely. I mean, we've checked a lot of superheroines off the list in the last 2 years or so. I think we've got a Starfire, Raven, Donna Troy, Huntress just announced to San Diego. Like, we're getting through them. So yeah, there's exciting things to come for sure.
Here we have is also the Mr. Twister / Time Twister. This is my first time hearing about him, so obviously I don't know much information about him. And just based on the name, obviously I think it's like a time traveler. I could be wrong. You just let me know that in the comments. But next, here we have, it is one that surprised me when I saw this on the list, and it is Blackfire. I'm pretty sure you're surprised to hear this news. There's not people talking about this list in here. But yeah, we have already gotten a Blackfire figure. Was supposedly, because it was a chase variant of Starfire. So yeah, we're finally be getting a Blackfire that everybody will be able to get. Here we also have is Batgirl purple suit. Now I'm guessing is this version of Batgirl. It could be another version of Batgirl, which could be the one like the Batman 66 version. This one doesn't really specify what comic book. This one just says Batgirl purple suit, so it could be this one that I'm showing, or it could just be a Batgirl that we have already gotten but just painted purple. Here we have it's also Red Tornado or Bronze Age. So this one might be a newly sculpted, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be reusing some parts of the previous Red Tornado. So yeah, I really don't know how much to say about this one. Hopefully this version comes with a wire cape. That's all I'm saying. And next up we have is maybe for the Green Lanterns, because this one is not really confirmed. This one has like a 50-50 feeling. Here we have is the Guardians. Yeah, I don't know if my father's gonna actually put these guys out as a pack, but apparently in here it says Guardians. So maybe Green Lantern, the Guardians from the Green Lantern, maybe. Again, this one is like a 50-50. And do you guys remember the Death Metal or Dark Metal Dark Flash? It's being rumored that they're gonna be finally coming out. We already had gotten a tease by it from behind the box. As you can see, each one of them had a different head sculpt, but all the ones we have seen just have straight up the same head sculpt. I believe there was someone overseas that had different head sculpts, but we were not sure if it was like custom or actually made from Mcfarlane. I think they were, because each one of them had a number in the back. And if you check yours, if you go and pop the head from your figure, Dark Flash, if you have one, you will see that it has a number. Hopefully I found these images and I will just put them in here. So yeah, I think I do remember seeing someone posting them, but now once again it's being rumored for them to be coming out. I don't know if it's gonna be a 3-pack or a single pack, each one of them. But yeah, if you have not gotten a Dark Flash, make sure to go out and get one before these new ones come out. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same figures, just with different head sculpts. All right, next up we have is a funny one. Is Batman as Black Mask, or Black Mask as Batman. So yeah, we're gonna be getting a Black Mask Batman before a actual classic Black Mask. I'm surprised they didn't give us a Batman Scarecrow before the TC classic Batman. Yes, another Batman. Here we have it is the pink version of Batman. So this one's based off on the ones my friend has already given us. I believe he gave us already the orange, the green one, I believe. I'm not really sure, or it was purple. One of those two. But next up it's gonna be the pink one. Here we also have it is Flashpoint Batman, black and white. So maybe like the Red Hood one, where like I said, it's all black and white and just the red is popping out. That's my guess. Here we also have it is a 10-inch Bane, which it is a mega figure. This one's gonna be a glow in the dark, and it's already listed at Amazon. So there you go. All right, next up we have is a 2-pack. This one doesn't specify if it's a DC Multiverse figure or not, but it does say that apparently it's gonna be a Emperor Joker. This is just a guess, but in here it's just being listed as Batman and Joker. Next up we have is a 2-pack. It is Spectre and the Atom. I believe in here is labeled as a mega figure. I don't know if both of them are going to be mega figures. I doubt it. I think the Atom's going to be the only one that's going to be like a mega figure. But it's really cool that they're going to give us Spectre once again, because the Spectre that we got was expensive for what it was. It was like a build-up figure wave. And it's just the normal standard DC Multiverse, nothing special. For $40, I don't think it was worth it. But I'm happy that they're going to give us another version of him in here. Next up we have, it is Failsafe. This is like a robot version of Batman that turns evil, I believe. So it's basically another Batman figure. Here we have is the Batman 66 Batmobile, and I have no idea why they put it in here. This should have been in the live action, but I don't want to mess up my whole editing stuff that I did. So yeah, this is from the live action Batmobile that we're going to be getting for the 7-inch figure. Next up we have is a very interesting vehicle. It is a Flash vehicle. Now the first thing that comes to my mind is the cartoon version. the one from Justice League Unlimited, where Flash shows his van to Green Lantern. So I don't know if it's supposed to be from the cartoon or if it's supposed to be from the comic book. You guys can let me know down in the comments. But in here, it's just listed as Flash vehicle.
Comic vehicles that need to be gotten to, some animated vehicles that we need to get to, so on and so forth. But yeah, I think we'll release 10 Batmobiles next year. I don't know. We'll see.
From Amazon, we also have here, it is Darkseid versus Cyborg. This is going to be a 2-pack. And that's a crazy combination. I never thought we would see a 2-pack of Cyborg versus Darkseid. So here we have, it's another Darkseid that is coming up. So hopefully this Darkseid is a little more modern, because the ones we have gotten, he's like classic looking. And hopefully this one is different to the one we already got. Next up here we have, also from Amazon, it is Green Lantern Twilight. This one I'm not sure if it's just saying from the source material or if it's going to be a cover. It doesn't seem to say cover, but Amazon at the moment doesn't have much information about it. It just says the name of the comic book and the figure. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Next up here we have is one, I don't know if it's superpowers or if it's DC Multiverse. It is Batman Black Suit and Son of Batman and Superman and Joker. This is how it's listed in here at Amazon. I'm leaning towards more of a superpowers instead of DC Multiverse, because I don't think they have ever done a 4-pack for DC Multiverse. But who knows? It might end up being for a DC Multiverse, because in here it doesn't specify. In others figures that I'm going to mention here in this video, they do specify if they're superpower. Continuing with the Green Lantern, here we have is one that specifies the character, and it is a Hal Jordan bust. Now I'm guessing this is going to be like the cowls that Mcfarlane is making, the small ones, or it could end up being a big one, since I know Mcfarlane made some for Batman 66 and Batman 89, the big cowls, so they could end up doing a big bust. Obviously, Green Lantern doesn't wear a mask, so it's obviously going to be the character, Hal Jordan. This is kind of new for Mcfarlane, because they have done the cowls, but they have not done a character. So we have to wait and see if they end up doing more for Batman and other characters. I'm surprised they did Green Lantern instead of Batman. Alright, now heading to page punchers, here we have is Superman 0 Hour, which kind of reminds me of the one that we already got from the Justice League Task Force. That one just, I think, will probably just need a repaint, because it's almost straight up the same as this one. Here we also have, it is Joker from Crisis on Infinite Earths. There's going to be a page puncher also. I really like the look of this Joker in the Crisis, so definitely going to be a pickup if this ends up being true. Alright, now heading to the middle part. Here we have is Creature Commandos. I don't know if this was being mentioned for comic book or for the cartoon from James Gunn's cartoon, Creature Commandos. One of those two, that's why I put it in the middle. But they do mention it in the live stream, and even Talk himself talks about it. And apparently there's already a list, but all we got from the cartoon was just the weasel. That's a statue.
Oh, also someone in the chat keeps saying Creature Commandos. Will we see anything like tied into that?
The new animated series or the old?
Well, either or, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of great characters. I think so. I can't. Yeah. So stay tuned. Yeah.
Right.
Creature Commandos. I'm trying to think. We talked about them the other day and made a list. So Creature Commandos might be one too.
Alright, now heading to the animated line. Here we have is Batman, the animated series. Here we have is a 2-pack. It is Joker and Harley Quinn. This was already listed at Amazon, and it is kind of confirmed that it's going to be the one from Mad Love 2-pack. So yeah, pretty exciting that they're going to be releasing that. And here we also have is part of the Batman animated series. Here we have is Man-Bat. That's a cool one. That one I know is going for a lot of money. From the old DC Direct, I believe it was them that made the Man-Bat. So yeah, Mcfarlane's gonna be re-releasing Man-Bat. That's pretty awesome. I'm definitely gonna pick him up once I see him. And that's pretty much it from Batman the animated series. Next up here we have, it is a rumor of the Justice League animated line, and also from the Superman the animated series. They talked about this in the live stream.
Did the Justice League and then Superman and Lois. Is there any chance that we might see Superman the animated series down the line? Because that's like a whole world that you can definitely build out, even with like Aquaman and Green Lantern, and then
that's what I was going to ask. You
Darkseid and all that.
Yeah, there's New Gods in there for sure. Yeah. It's a natural progression. Yeah, I think we've got more life in the animated Batman world for now, but obviously Justice League animated on the DC Direct side was Justice League and out. There's definitely a plethora of characters to choose from there. So I think, as long as the planets align, everything works out. Yeah. I would say that's the natural next step for sure.
And continuing with the animated line, here we have is Super Friends. This is the ones that are replacing the Batman 66 line. Here we have is Aquaman. We have Bizarro. We have Batman Bizarro, Brainiac, and Zan. I end up finding out that this is from the cartoon and not the superpowers. This is Super Friends. So yeah, I was confused last time I mentioned this guy on the video. So he's part of the Winter Twins. So yeah, that makes sense. We have all the Penguins from Batman Returns. We did not get to see the Penguins from Batman Returns at San Diego Comic-Con. All we saw was like an actual figures or prototype figures of the Batman Returns, but we did not see any penguins. And this list, it says that these penguins are gold labeled. Sadly, it's gonna be exclusive to somewhere. I don't know. I still don't know what they're gonna be exclusive to, and they're gonna be a 3-pack. I'm sure there's gonna be someone crazy enough to buy a bunch of these. If I had the money, I would, to be honest. But it's kind of annoying that it's gonna be a gold label, because that's the only place you're gonna be able to get whoever gets it. Next up here we have is Twilight Green Lantern. This is gonna be a cover recreation, so I'm guessing it's gonna be this version, the Hal Jordan with a bunch of rings. So this is like the Dark Knight Returns Batman cover. This is gonna be like the Joker from The Killing Joke, which I don't like to count that one because that one was a disaster. Most people didn't get the Killing Joke Joker, but anyways, also like the Kingdom Come that we recently getting. And to top it off, we also gonna be getting a Rainbow Batman. Guardian, he's gonna be a Chase variant. If I remember correctly, he was shown at one of those I believe NYCC, where people were voting for which character they wanted, and apparently Jada won, but Mcfarlane ended up making the other ones from the list. So that's pretty cool for Mcfarlane to actually give us the ones that were already in the list. Now heading to the digital, however you want to call it. Here we have is Red Tornado from the Bronze Age, and I believe he's from the JLA comic books. And hopefully this time around they actually give us a wire cape instead of the plastic cape, which was not bad. I kind of like that Red Tornado they gave us, but obviously it would be pretty cool if they give us more of a wire cape. What we have here is X-10 from Superman 0 Hour. He's gonna be a Chase variant. And finally but not least, one that I almost forgot to include was Cheetah, based on the comic book Crisis on Infinite Earths. And just to make people mad, like Mcfarlane always loves to do, she's gonna be a Chase variant. Yes, she's gonna be a Chase variant. Although this is not my preferred Cheetah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna be mad that Cheetah's gonna be ending up being a Chase variant. But who knows? Mcfarlane in the future might give us one where she's like an actual cheetah, because this one seems to be like more of a woman in a costume.